Alright, we're going to talk about dilations today. And what a dilation is simply a figure changing in size. So here, the solid figure is always going to be our object, and then the dashed figure is going to be our image. So the solid figure is what we start with, the dashed figure is what we changed it after our dilation to. Alright, so if you look at this triangle I got there, you'll notice a couple things. First off, that this side and this side are both slanted. Now we could use those sides, but those aren't going to be the easiest sides. The easiest side is going to be one that we can just count how long it is. So if you look, this side right here is 3 units long. So that was easy to count. So if we look at the dashed one, which includes the solid line, so we've got 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9. So we started at 3, we went to a 9. So we just make a ratio out of that. 9 over 3. Reduce that down to 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So the scale factor is 3, which makes it an enlargement. Alright, so let's do another dilation. So we've got a trapezoid here. So again, you want to start with something that's easy to count. And if we look at this top line here, that's easy to count. That's 6 bases. So that line's 6. But if you look at the top line on the image, it's a little more than 2. Just by looking at the picture, I can't figure out exactly what it is. So let's pick a different line that's easier. So if you look at this side line, it is 5 units. And if you look at the image, it is 2 units. So we make a ratio out of that, which would be 2 over 5. And so our 2/5 there is a reduction because it got smaller. Alright, so the scale factor of a model car to the actual car is 1 inch to 25 inches. If the hood of the model car is 4 inches long, what is the length of the actual car hood in feet? So let's start up our ratio here. So we got 1 inch over 25 inches. That was given to us. And we know this equals the car hood, which is 4 inches. Goes on top, because that's the original scale factor it gave me. We had the model car on top. Over x, cross multiply and divide. I'm going to get the hood of the actual car is, oops, didn't mind right 2, 100 inches equal actual car. I'll just call that AC, actual car. But it wants our answer in feet. So once we have 100 inches, we have to convert that to feet. So we're going to do 100 divided by 12 to get what this is actually going to be. And I know you can do a calculator, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. So 8 will go in there, or 12 will go in there 8 times, which 8 times 2 is 16, so that would be 96. Subtract, we get 4. And I just want to do this so I can show you the fraction. So it would be 8 feet, well, 8 and 4/12 feet. And we can reduce that 4/12 down to 1/3. If you wanted to do a decimal, you could do 8 and 33/100 repeating feet, but 8 and 1/3 is a little bit more accurate. And that's why I wanted to show you the actual division, so you could see that you could make a fraction and have your answer a little more accurate. Alright, so I got a line there with endpoints at -5, 1, and 3, 3. And I'm going to do a dilation of magnitude 1.5 and a center of 4, 2. Should be a comma there, not a period. Alright, so I'm going to put my point at -4, 2. Oh, that should have been -4, 2. Little editor messed up there. So -4, 2. and my magnitude is 1.5. So what I do for this is I start at my center and I look how far I go. So here I'm going left 1, down 1. So that's going to be 1 and 1, and I'm going to multiply that by my magnitude of 1.5. So that's going to be 1.5 for both. So start at the same point. I'm going to go 1.5 to the left, 1.5 down, and there's my new point, which is at negative 5.5, negative 1/2. So my second point, let's put some letters on that. Let's say that's A and A prime. So this is going to be B and then B prime. So again, to do the second one, let's go ahead and change color so we can see this. So I'm going up 1 and I'm going over 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got 1, 7. Those are what I'm going to multiply by my 1.5 there. So 1 times 1.5 would be 1.5. So I'm going to go up 1.5. So my y value is going to be 3.5. And then I'm going to do 7 times 1.5, which would give me 10.5. So this line here has to be 10.5. So I got 4 units there, so I got to go 6.5 more. So right there. So that would be at 6.5. So my dilation line looks something like this. And the coordinates would be negative 5.5, 1/2. Oops, I put a negative there. I didn't mean to put a negative there. Negative 5.5, half, and then 6.5, 3.5.